Welcome back, friends. We are here for episodes 5 and 6, respectively, of Mayfair Witches. Episode 5, Julien's Victrola, and episode 6, Michaelmas. All right, let's get into it. First of all, overall thoughts of episode 5. Episode 5.
Best episode of the series.
Now we with you. I've been waiting on it.
It
They
took
gave
me
us a little glimmer and glam. Yes, it took us 2.5 seasons. 1.5 seasons to get to some witches.
Yes.
And I almost stopped watching the show.
Listen.
I was right here with it. Like I had forgot to watch it for like 2-3 weeks. Then y'all was like, we recording. Still hadn't watched it. Was like, I'm gonna have to miss it. I was cooking. It wasn't worth my time. And then I felt bad after I was cooking and went watching. I said, oh, we witching now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. I
about
fell
damn
in
time.
love with it. I
Me
fell in love with it. Episode 5 gave me a smile. I think I told Jermaine this, like even Rowan's acting was less nauseating. Like seriously, and that's a compliment. It really is. I got through it. I didn't have an attitude. Like I there were great things to say. Or when I don't want to jump ahead, I would just wait. But overall, just enjoyed it. Enjoyed it thoroughly. I love what they did with this episode. And Julien, oh my God, I live for his acting. It's
He
so
brought it,
good.
didn't he?
It's so good. Erica had something.
I had wanted to say, did you feel like now I can watch this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And as an actress, oh, she can act. I already said she could act, Jermaine, like with you trolling. So I felt like she can act from the beginning because I saw her on something else.
You
However,
know,
this particular episode, it was like dimensions come through.
we're not gonna go giving away any Academy Awards or anything, but it was
Don't be,
palatable. It
don't get me wrong.
was.
Don't get me wrong.
I mean, my gag reflex wasn't reflexing, watching her act this time.
I do have to say, when she was with Julien, everything that she did with Julien was masterful. Like, I wish that was the Rowan that we had from the beginning of the series.
I think she's been building up from being this timid little coward to, and what's going on? Things are happening to me to starting to maybe they're getting feedback or maybe they always planned it, but now she's stepping into some power. And I'm like, come on, witch, act like one. Now I'm waiting on the special effects. That's it. But the effects of the dollhouse, oh my,
Yes. And so
yes, Big Purse. Yes.
so in Julien's Victrola, we have poor JoJo and Daphne still stuck in the thrall. And once Rowan enters the Victrola, all of the fun and shenanigans begin. Overall thoughts of once Rowan gets inside of that Victrola, a lot has transpired, and Erica kind of alluded to the dollhouse, so let's talk about it.
So what I saw in Julien's Victrola was basically like a war of the minds between Julien and Rowan. But at the same time, Rowan was fighting against something that she didn't know a whole lot about. And in grand fashion, it wasn't until the nick of time that she was able to beat him. I wondered whether or not he knew she would eventually beat him, because he didn't seem surprised that she won. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I thought everything was masterful. I thought how he handled certain situations, how Rowan tried to throw his sexuality in his face, and he was like,
I know, Albert.
I'm a Mayfair.
Did Albert show it to you? Did you go there with him? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
I
That
thought
Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
I thought that she was a crash dummy. I was like, girl,
For going in
you
there in
didn't
the
even know
first
the
place.
rules. Yeah, you didn't even know the rules. You just went head first because you think you powerful. What are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? But then at the same time, I was eating it up. I was like, yes, crash dummy, yes, hit the wall. What's going on? And then to see that she had left her own self behind.
I thought that was cool. I thought the fact that they did that was cool.
I
I
was
love
like, now you're playing with my head. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
I
To
was
me,
like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. The split between the intellect and the emotion. And then you have this dollhouse piece. There were so many amazing things happening in this episode that I just wanted to keep watching it over and over again because I had been so disappointed along the entire journey that this just really it did it for me. It did. It made me want to, like you guys said, keep watching. And so I know you're gonna disagree with me, Barrowman, but her acting just doesn't do it for me. But in this episode, I will say that when they kind of had her this doe-eyed, just emotion-filled person and just kind of not thinking clearly, and I'm gonna spill my whole heart to Lark and tell him everything, and she's
So
just
I
kind
think
of like
so we should speak on that.
she's kind of like a dumb blonde in this episode. I appreciated that because that's how I saw her acting throughout the show.
100%. 100%.
And
Like
so
it wasn't until like we knew that there was a split that it made sense. And I was just like, to me, she was just doing what she normally does.
I thought it was y'all rude. I thought it was a bit extra. I was like, okay,
you thought it was a bit extra.
yeah, I was like, you a simp. But you ain't this bad. Come on. What are you doing? And then, he just blew through the doors. Girl, where's the overreaction for walking in your home? I don't give a damn if the house door is open or not. You just strolled right in. What are you doing? Get out. It just kind of seemed like she would have reacted like that because she had been putting and pumping the brakes on him. And then when she turned into this doe-eyed lovebird, I was like, ain't nobody finna say she tripping.
So it was a stressful situation, and typically when people are faced with stressful situations, their personality changes just a bit. And let's face it, most of those people there, they don't know her all that much. That's so I do want to say this about Lark. Is Lark his name, or Larkin, Lark, whatever? Yes, oh boy, is sexy. He's short, but he's sexy.
Mm-hmm. I looked him up.
No, I looked him up.
I was like, who you talking? I know I saw you out somewhere before. Come here. You check the bio.
Yep.
All right.
I enjoyed watching Dance Rowan. I said I enjoyed watching Dance Rowan, and Lark is a nice piece of eye candy.
The dad, though, he was so
stupid,
wicked. I'm talking about Julien, wicked.
Oh, okay.
It was like they for the first time I could tell he was a game player, and it seems like he just really enjoys being entertained, and he really would like for you to engage. And if you don't engage, he's like, well, if you don't have time for me, I don't have time for you.
Speaking of Julien's games, great point. That's a good segue into Moira getting into Courtland's mind. He did a job on Courtland to where I really empathized with poor Courtland by the time it was over. I was like, dang.
Julien. Made me forget my brother, made me forget all kinds of stuff. Like, I have a brother? What? Who does that to somebody?
Someone I like.
And on top of that, my dad made my brother kill someone. My
Okay.
dad put me in a position to have to kill someone.
For shits and giggles.
That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with in like a matter of seconds.
Yes.
I just
Absolutely
felt.
layered. I mean, Julien, his character is so layered.
I just wondered why wait, I never really picked up on the fact that the dad made him kill the girl that the boy that Cortland liked.
Mm-hmm.
And they made him forget about it.
Yeah.
And that probably is the reason why he forgot his brother altogether. You know what I'm saying?
I think Julien took his memory. Like that same potion that they were using, that they were trying to use on Lark. I think he gave it to his son.
Oh, I know. That's what
Cortland.
I'm saying. He had all that trauma happen to him, and then just took it away. Like, oh well, like let's let him forget about that. Like, what kind of sick ass games you be playing? Like, why you had him kill her in the first place? Like, what was the purpose?
A sacrifice? Was it a sacrifice to the deities or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It was. I'm trying to remember. I did read up to this point in the books. I'm trying to remember. I think Julien was trying to take advantage of the situation. I think Julien had gotten to a point where he didn't like his family in New Orleans, and so he created this family in Scotland. Yeah.
You know, just the next time I ain't feeling my family, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Paris. And I'm gonna just create a new one because this is not working out for me.
Friends, spread that seed work a little bit different with women with eggs. It ain't fair. It just ain't fair.
I tell you, Julien ain't fair. Last name, okay, ain't fair.
Way fair.
But
You got just what I need.
huh?
She said Wayfair, so I was like, you got just what I need.
Oh,
Hello.
what I found interesting is the fact that wait a minute, Julien can manipulate things. So Bear of Men kind of mentioned it with the blowing of the door open when Lark enters the home, you know. But it's like, whoa, how much power do you have in this other realm that you're in to where you're able to manipulate things like this? I was just dumbfounded.
Or just the fact that a piece of your soul gets to live on through this Victrola. You know what I'm saying?
And like honestly, I started thinking, wait, I thought the men had no power. And like now it's seeming like they have power. They just don't have the power women have.
So Julien was an aberration. Most men don't have the type of power that Julien had. Cortland has power. Well, in the books, Cortland had powers. All Mayfairs, to some degree, can read people's minds in the books. On the TV show, only
Just
more can.
Okay.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. So moving on to our sex symbol of this show. He still is no Lestat, but Lark, he comes in and he's run Rowan's DNA, finds out she has these extra chromosomes, and she pretty much tells all. We talked about it a little bit. I wonder if they're going to allow Lark to keep his memory because at this point he's kind of knee deep in everything. I know she passed on the opportunity to give him the tea, but I wonder if they're going to let him keep his knowledge of what's going on.
Excellent question. I would assume so. It makes her character a bit more interesting to have him around, especially since the other dude, what's his name again? Cyprian is not really around.
Right?
Retweet.
Um, you know what I was really wondering about though, not with like I guess what in the what is wrong with Lark though? You love her that much? You do? You ran her DNA and found out she was weirdo?
Well, it begs the question: like, if you found out that someone that you were with in the past that you like really really love, had these powers, what would you do?
I mean, he trying to get some powers too. I mean, what we talking about? I
I'm
just
trying.
feel like people are self-serving, so
I was just about to say, I want $1 million. I want some money. Let's go get some money.
that's what I said. What you want? Like, why are you here? Like, you took that off of some "I love you." Come on, man. Is it love? What you want? I'm just
Well,
saying.
it could be feeding that curious nature of his. He's a scientist.
That's true.
He is a scientist.
But that's the thing, though, about science. They want to talk about their discoveries.
Mhm.
So, like, that's why I'm like, I wonder how far Rowan will take this because what if you break up with him? Is he gonna like want to tell everybody? Now you
Now,
gotta erase his
now
memory
when
for
Mad
him.
Day come, now when Mad Day come, I'm telling
You
everybody.
know, man, no offense, but the look, males don't always participate properly on Mad Day. They don't. They don't.
Expound.
I've been in the gymnasium on Mad Day. Okay, buku naked pictures was flying from the ceiling.
Then been aired out.
Ass all over. Come on, Mad Day come. Come on. Don't be offended, Jermaine.
I've never participated and never had such to
Because you got a
happen.
little class.
I'm just saying, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But the poor little hot toddy it was. Just like Mad Day is finite for some people.
I mean, it is what it is. I ain't never had that experience though. But then again, I don't really send such.
You seem like you're a little classy. Yeah. Seem like you look classy. Yeah.
At least not with my not with my face.
I was just about to say, just because your face wasn't in it, don't mean you ain't do it.
Why are you exposed to people?
I'm just saying.
That ain't me.
The face don't acquit. We must acquit. Deny, deny.
Okay.
Uh, so we have Moira. We talked about filling in the gaps of Cortland's childhood, and we are introduced, at least in this episode, the name of Julian's other son, Ian.
Ian.
Mm.
Ian. Oh, but when we get to the next episode, psychopath.
Well, if you killing little girls when you're, I don't know, young, that's to be expected.
Lunatic.
A little nutty buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Cuckoo for
Mm-hmm.
freaking Cocoa Puffs. So ultimately, Rowan continues her banter while she's in the Victrola with Julien, and she does solve his little riddle and gets herself out of the Victrola by the end of the episode, which I thought was rich. And I'm like, okay, we're going to Scotland.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is about to happen. How did you guys feel about how this episode ended?
Episode 5 or episode 6?
Five.
5.
I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got excited. I was like, what's gonna happen next? Because
Yeah.
first of all, the Victrola was amazing. So I was just kind of like, where are we going from here? Because it's gotta be good.
Yeah, it's got to be better. Got to be better than this. Well, not better, but like keep me on the same, ride.
I was really concerned that episode 6 was gonna be flaccid because 5 had me just so excited. I didn't want them to let me down, is what I'm saying. Like they did so well with 5. I'm like, oh God, I'm so scared because they are notorious for getting it wrong. And so I was really, really scared going into the next episode. But hey,
So you
I,
enjoyed episode 6?
I did. I did. And so any more thoughts about episode 5 before we get into Michaelmas?
I am finally starting to feel like when they bring up the tortoise.
Oh, Talentless.
Oh,
Well, you know what the hell. Well, you don't, but you know. What is it? How you pronounce it?
talented.
Talentless.
Taltos?
Oh,
That
you sounded like a witch girl when you stayed at that time.
I get that from my students, y'all.
Yes.
Anyway, can't wait to get my nails done so I can click them. But like, so I was like, oh, we introducing new dynamics. Like I knew that already from the episode before when we start realizing that Lasher was trying to make up his own rules to this stuff after meeting the vampire. That excited me too. I wasn't able to talk about that. I missed, last recording, but that excited me too because I was like, oh, we crossing over, we bridging gaps, like we opening up possibilities to new worlds. Like, come on, where's the witchery? Like, where's the Anne Rice world? That's how I felt. And so getting into the end of this episode, I was like, okay, so there's a Taltos. There's some type of being that's supposed to be like seriously, like I don't know if it's demonic, I don't know if it's godly. I hear it's like the original, like, and I love stuff about that, like about like what people prayed to before Judaism, Catholicism, Muslim, what Islam, all that. Like I like to hear about it because it's usually cloaked in witchcraft. Well, what we call today is witchcraft. So I was excited. I was like, "Ooh, this is something I don't know about, and it's supposed to originate out of another world. I mean, another country." I'm like, "Oh," because I never heard of the Tausos, so I was excited.
Yeah. No, I felt that episode 5 from the beginning to the end, especially like towards the middle, it was like okay, you could see that everything was like coming together and it was fitting like a glove. By the end, it was like, come on, I'm ready. Give me the next episode. I do have to say though that episode 6 was a bit. If 5 was here, 6 was like right here.
Again with the suspense.
But better than what I had seen in the past. It was just that 5 was here, so I was hoping for something on the same level or better. That's what I was hoping.
Constant climax.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty little peeps out. You dirty little peeps out. You wanted them to keep it coming.
A little edge, a little edge, a little edge.
Not the edging. All right. Episode 6, Michaelmas. Did not hate I didn't hate episode 6, I will say that. So I'll agree with you. It was just so much going on. You were being introduced to so much in episode 6, and then they were kind of tying in interview a little bit. You got a little hit of Daniel Malloy kind of being mentioned in there. There was so much, so much going on in this episode.
The Malloy reference.
Oh, you didn't see that part?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. And I literally watched like almost, I thought, every 5 scenes.
That was the scene with
Cyprian.
Cyprian and the blonde chick. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
they
look.
alluded to it. And so when we get into episode 6, we are in Amsterdam, we're in Scotland, and in Scotland, they're having this Catholic feast to honor the Archangel Michael. And so you get into some of those religious pieces that Bear of Men spoke to because they get there and it's super weird. And when I say they, I mean you have Rowan, you have Lark, you have Cortland and Moira, who've all gone overseas to get to Scotland. And so they're searching for Lasher, looking for answers. And so I like the fact that they came into a festival because for me, that was like, okay, well, there's New Orleans. They do weird shit in New Orleans and have weird festivals. So if you're not from New Orleans and you come and you see people during Mardi Gras, you're probably having a culture shock as well. So when they get into Scotland for me and they're here for this festival of Michaelmas, I'm like, okay, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
I'm a big culture person, so I enjoyed that a lot. I was like, oh, well, what? Well, what's going on? And then when the young lady explained it, I was like, oh, what? And then it was a total different spin. And I'm not going to say because I feel like you're going to bring it up, but it was a total different spin. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was finally glad to get some answers.
What answer did you
You
get?
can speak to it. Speak to it.
Okay, so when she met the little girl in the house, that's her relative,
Hmm. I think
and
Bonnie.
you said who?
I think her name was Bonnie, maybe something like
Yes,
that.
it was Bonnie. It was Bonnie. When Rowan met Bonnie, and Bonnie told her all about this patron saint of what was Saint? What was it? Saint Ashler.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, Ashler, also known as Lasher. What? So when she started describing Ashler and all the good he does in the world, I was like, is she misinformed? Or is he really good? And because he's being manipulated somehow, he's not good because of what they're using him for. I'm confused now, and I'm very, very much intrigued because I'm trying to find out more about this Lord-like figure, this God-like being he's supposed to be. And I was just hearing he was supposed to be some God-like being. I was like, and protect you against the devil. But then I got confused because I was like, devil, how are you a saint, not God, and protect someone from the devil? The only person who could protect you from the devil is God. So I got confused and excited all at the same time.
So in the book, Anne Rice does a really good job of explaining it. Um, so you had your saints, and then you had people who were trying to convert into Catholicism, but they were still kind of sort of holding on to those old world religions. So it was like they were caught between two religions, and they were trying to merge the two. Huh?
Like Santeria.
Yeah, right, right. And so that's what was going on.
Mm. And then I don't know, something about like because I've heard a lot about it with African and Native American interacting with with Catholicism and Christianity and still kind of having like voodoo and Santeria when it's all said and
Mhm.
done. Something about like hearing about other ethnicities also having some type of like rejection of an order that's like or not a rejection or immersion of the old ways and the new ways. I don't know. I like that
Mhm. Mhm.
because like
It's
I never
the
heard of anything like that outside of like Sensitivity and Voodoo.
it's the redefinition of culture,
Mm-hmm.
basically. You know what I'm saying? Like when you merge those two, that's a completely new culture that's being created.
Mm-hmm.
We are in Kilbride, still in pursuit of Lasher. Um, and with all of that going on, you have the Talamasca kind of peek back in for just a minute, and we see our good old boy Cyprian. I honestly did not hate Cyprian in this episode. Not that I hate him. It's just sometimes he's so watered down lately that you kind of forget about him.
Yeah.
So I do like that he pushed back against the
Mhm.
Talamaster in this episode and like, hey, you know what? I want this position in New Orleans, and if I'm not getting it, then I'm not helping you.
And more than that, it kind of solidified his role in the show, because for all intents and purposes, this entire season, it was like, if you wrote him out of the script, what's the difference? Because like, there's nothing about his character this season that's memorable at all.
Yes, yes,
What
yes.
resonated with me was when he used the line, and I only watched it once and remembered it. That's how you know I liked it. I was never the carpenter. I was always the hammer.
Mm.
Oh,
Or no, yeah, he said. I think he said the tool.
I think he said, for some reason, I want to say he said hammer.
It
Okay, I
happened.
thought the
Yeah,
hammer too.
Well, and
yeah.
he
Okay,
he said both.
okay.
Just like within that monologue, he did.
Mhm.
He used both.
And for me, it was like, baby, I'm trying to tell you, you brought me all the way out here for a 5-second handhold
And a blind mission.
where you could have brought that wench to me fully. She could have hopped the plane and brought me to her. I mean, you could have brought her to me. And then you want to tell me you need something else after putting me in handcuffs
What's
and
in it
treat
for
me like
me?
a prisoner, and I knew I didn't do nothing wrong. Now you think we're gonna work together, girl? Stuck a grocery bag full of dicks. Go find you some business. Go find you some expeditiously. And couldn't get me when you got my position lined up, because y'all got me all the way fucked
I'm,
up.
I'm
That's how
about
I
to go
felt
see some
for him.
Van Goghs. Bye.
God, ashy. Like I felt him. I felt him and my ancestors in that moment. All are you using my powers? I'm sorry. I'm not my person. You using my powers and playing in my face?
Yeah, you want to continue to use me. I'm tired
And
of
you
being
gonna tell
used.
me shit while I'm out
Hmm.
here risking my life.
Hmm.
Oh, y'all go
Hmm.
ahead. I was like, oh, black man, I see you. Stand up.
Hmm.
Reclaim your
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
I was like,
Hmm.
they played him well, because that's exactly how
You would.
sophisticated black man would have been. If you don't up my money, my check, my my status, if you don't go ahead, because you last time I checked, you needed me.
But you know what? Oh, yeah, now that we're on this conversation, I hadn't thought about it until you started talking about it. We might actually get into the Talamasca, because the
I
Talamasca
didn't.
is going to be another show, right? And so we might actually get to see inside the Talamasca how it operates, who the players are, who's going to be on this new series. I'm more excited about episode 6 than I was when I saw it this morning. I'm more excited now.
I'm gonna tell you, I was excited in episode 5 when your boy got his. I'm dark. When your boy got his throat slit, I was like, get rid of his ass. This memory wiping son bitch. Get rid of him.
Oh, yeah, that was in six. And
Yeah.
six, with Aubrey.
No,
I
Albright
thought it
was.
was the end of 5.
Yeah, Albright was in 5.
I don't know
Yeah,
No,
who.
we're on 6 now, right?
You're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm,
I was like, oh, he got to go.
They
When
disrespectful.
they got rid of him real quick.
yeah, yeah.
They still using his face though.
Yeah. Oh my god! Right?
By the way, if you're with us live, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I see a lot of people jumping on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please continue. Hell yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. Like, Aubrey, you got your yo dude. Some people is using your face. I was like, oh,
That's funny though.
I
I
was just
think he. I'm mean. I think he deserved it.
Blackwood Farm. I can't say that I have.
You
What's it
want a book?
about? Books,
I
Girls, and
would love
Bags.
to read a book. I got some old ones to read too.
So that was Albrecht's head, or
was his
or.
fa- his skin. Remember in the
Oh,
What's the
episode,
post?
when Lark is like, what in the world? That was because you remember when they first got into
They
Kilbride.
saw, yeah. Okay, I didn't put those two together.
Because
I was
that's
thinking about it.
who Moira.
Mora saw.
Yeah, and that's who she chased because she thought it was him. But then
Uh,
when I saw the mask in the house, I was like, oh my God, is Moira in the house somewhere locked away and no one knows?
could be more than
Oh,
likely.
it's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy.
She might be a sacrifice.
Exactly. But
It's like you
she's a Mayfair though, so I don't know.
What that mean?
You're right. You're right. She
we
was
talking
left
about how they just left her though?
sacrificed.
They just left her. Oh, we'll find her later.
They didn't just leave her. They waited a while. I ain't lying though. I'd have waited all night. I go off the code. No soldier left behind unless we converse.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, but when Lark was like, "Let's leave," why are we still here? Let's go. I would have been like, "Fuck right, let's go." I don't understand why I'm here either.
We
I
not
don't
at
give a. Them
Wrong
two gonna have to
men.
stay in the house. I don't give a damn. Let's go.
we not at home. We
Wrong
can't
men.
just leave her.
And
We're
by
in
the way,
Listen,
strange land.
men
and
can
by
operate like that. Women just our frontal lobe is like stick together.
and by the way, if what's his name? If Lasher Ashler is somewhere in and around that compound, why doesn't your girl have her powers? Can somebody explain that to me?
Right. Because I was thinking. I hope it's not another 2-week break.
Not a 2-week break.
I hope not
Don't
another
tell
one.
me that.
I hope they just did that because of the Super Bowl.
Man, that's gonna make me mad.
Don't ruin my day. Please don't do that.
I'm just getting into the show. They can't give me 2 weeks. I might forget to go back and watch it. Hey, come on, let's be real.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh, that's good stuff.
Right now.
That's good stuff. Oh, now I gotta go. Oh,
Okay.
Got some reading to do.
Okay.
oh, I'm an educator, so I might not get to it till this summer. Don't judge me.
No judgment.
No judgment zone.
I want to talk about how these people, I don't remember anybody calling for a car, but maybe I missed it. So they got this random Uber just show up and he being pushy with payment.
Oh, I hear that. I hear that. I like your name too, by the way.
Oh, yes. It is
Book
super
Girls in
cool.
Paris.
Oh, it's the bomb. It's the bomb.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
Right.
Me too.
Oh,
We are waiting patiently. Back to
don't
some.
start. Oh, my goodness.
I need
Yes.
some tears.
So okay, let's talk about that sex scene that supposedly occurred in episode 6 where it was like, was it really sex? Because I didn't see no skin.
Was it necessary in that weird house?
I thought it was off brand.
No matter which is the
They do. But I just feel like that one came out of nowhere and y'all just hop right in. You're welcome. I feel like that Uber came out of nowhere and like it's very much giving crash dummy for everybody. Like
right, then he was pushy. He was real
when Lars
pushy.
said something the whole time. He was like, "Baby, we in a trap. What is we doing?" Like before he got laid, like what is we doing? Like we know this is a trap.
Did you say before he got laid?
Yeah, like you slobbing on the knob. Let's discuss the escape. Like what are we doing?
But wait, did you realize how quick he changed his mind as soon as she got all up on him? Okay, all right. We
You know
can
what?
stay.
It ain't shit to be around a couple of witches, and some demons. Come on, get this. I mean, that's why I came. Really, that's why I came to Scotland.
Lark, I like Lark though. He got some sense. He do got some sense.
Did you see when her little crispy cousin came, sat in front of him, and spread his legs?
I was weak. He got up like, oh.
Girl, he grabbed his collar. He was like, I do the clap.
Baby, she was putting it out there. Just so raunchy.
These hoes up north.
They do it different out here.
I
She
felt
was
him on there.
outside.
No, that's a little too easy. That's a little too easy. Don't
In
nobody
front
want
of
it that
everybody.
easy.
A cousin we all just met. You already cocking them legs. I was like, you just gonna throw them legs open, huh?
In front of the whole family, though.
Could you
We
be
all
more
family here.
right? You like you could you be more discreet? Like what? I was like, oh my gosh. She threw them legs right open. I was like, oh. Were y'all disappointed when Rowan went right into that tunnel?
It just gave me typical Rowan. I was disappointed. I was disappointed in Hamish too, but I don't know him to be invested and trusting him anyway. But
I expected that out of Hamish.
I did as well.
That was like
I saw that coming.
Right into the dumb shit, huh?
what about Ian and Cortland and their banter, long lost brother and old dad did us both wrong? That was a interesting dynamic. Like Ian is clearly a psychopath.
I think Ian's a liar.
No, I think so.
I think Ian knows more than everybody.
Yeah. I think he's gonna play this game. If you have what is it called? A trough that they went in his what is it that he went into, the little instrument that they play to see their dad?
Oh, the Victrola.
The Victrola. So I just feel like the fact that he has a Victrola in his house lets you know he's playing a game with y'all, just like his dad. I feel like he's the chip off the old block.
Mm-hmm.
Like the moment they ended up at that Mayfair house without request.
Right. You know, when we going to the hotel, this don't look like no hotel.
So you remember in episode 5, Julien told what's her name? Rowan. What's his name? Ian would like you. Basically saying she's so smart that Ian would like you. So that lets me know that Ian is smart as fuck.
Who said that?
Julien said that about Rowan. To Rowan.
Mm-hmm. And too bad you're never gonna meet him. Plot twist though.
I think he said that to Gasser.
You think so? Well, I'm really just talking about like the intellect of Ian.
Oh, okay.
He's so sinister with it. It's just like no conscience whatsoever.
Yeah. His pimp hands strong, the way he be slapping his kids around is ridiculous. Look. Ain't nobody whipped his and left yet. You know what I'm talking
about? And the witchery too of being bound to his children or family or whatever. So if you try to murk me, guess what? She gonna feel it instead. So go ahead.
Sinister.
Dang.
Sinister. The fact that he did that, I feel like he's done that to cloak himself in safety. Because who wants to kill a child?
Exactly. It was genius. It was absolutely genius.
Sinister. That's what I said. Absolutely brilliant. I was like, ooh, because I would have stopped too. But you know, at first. And then I'd have been like, oh, you playing with me?
I would not have. I would have killed her so fast.
Rowan tried to play chess though. Rowan did try to play chess. She did. She was like, I'll do what I have to do to save my family, even though she was bluffing.
Even though everybody there is her family. Did you catch that? Like everybody there is her family.
Rowan soft. And I know that I love my dark characters because they do things in my head that I'd never do in real life. I'd have killed her little ass. They'd have been like, oh, you and I am. So tell me what I want. Why you think last year came out my body? Come on. Yeah. I need that power. Run me my money on this.
No, I definitely would have killed little girl.
I mean, first though, I ain't gonna lie. It would have been some hesitation. They had to get me first. You wouldn't
If everybody there has powers, right? On some level, everybody has powers. You know what the deal is. You know what I'm coming for.
you wouldn't have hesitated.
No.
Okay, little baby Lestat.
No.
Gotta
Off with
go.
her head.
It's the circumstances, circumstances of the situation, and truthfully, okay, so she's there for two reasons. She wants to save her sister and her cousin, but at the same time, she really still just she wants the power, right? She wants to get the power away from Lasher, right? So you got to do what you got to do. You didn't think that you were gonna kill somebody along the way. Of course, she did.
This all that Game of Thrones you be watching.
Hello. But I feel him on that because let's talk about it though. Like real talk. Why you putting a barrier in front of me of what I want though? Because you think I won't kill him. Okay. Like that's what it come down to. Like is it me or you? It's what I want. Come on. I'm just feeling like if I'm gonna make a villain, if I ever make a book about a villain, oh, you're gonna just hate him through and through. You're gonna be like, this person don't care at all. You got to get rid of him.
But Interview with a Vampire, I think a lot of people would actually love that character.
Facts, because I do love Lestat still. I resonate with the darkness. I like it. I'm like, because who doesn't feel pushed to be mean sometimes?
If you think about it, okay, so there's a duality to kids. Kids can show their softness, but they can also be mean little motherfuckers, right? They can, right? And so as we grow older, our parents and people in the community, they're pushing our meanness out of us, kind of like suppressing it. It's still there. It's still there.
You better say that because every time I get mean, my mama be like, you know better than that. Yeah, my mama be gassing me. It be my grandma. Not ear. I be like, listen, they got what they got.
Inside, she's smiling.
Right. Now, you know what God said. God said, that I was human too, though. Don't forgive me. But you gonna have to, because listen.
I'm still working on myself.
We always a work in progress. We're gonna get these hands.
I want to know more about Emily.
Me too.
So I like kind of how they weave that piece in with Lasher and brought him in front of her or whatever. But I want to know, so mysterious. So she's supposed to be what is it, one of the last of the Taltos or something like that. And they're supposed I guess that's his bride to be or what have you. So I want to know more about her, what power she has, kind of how that's gonna unfold before the season is over.
Can I ask y'all something? Do y'all go look up and see if these were like real people or real like deities of the area after y'all watch these things?
Sometimes
play off of something that was really happening, or if they made it up all completely.
Sometimes, depending on how good whatever it is that I'm watching is, like I become interested. I wasn't interested enough about this.
It's straight out of Anne Rice's universe, baby.
I'd rather say same.
I'm
hear something and be like, oh, I want to know more.
But I'm now wanting to look up and see, is there Taltos? Is that just Anne Rice? Her creative mind, because I love it either way.
We should look it up.
I am.
Oh yeah.
I want to know more. So typically, if it does pique my interest, I'll kind of dig and do a little research, especially around the pieces of like original characters versus the people that are made up, things like that. So yeah. I did like the whipping boy reference when they talked about Hamish, kind of like that abusive father relationship and how they but anyway, how they use poor little Hamish, like, okay, I'm how they would do the slaves and whip them instead of someone else. So Hamish is kind of getting the backhand from his father for whatever reason. So I was like, dang, poor Hamish.
I
History
know,
repeating itself.
but I didn't buy into the fact that he was a whipping boy. I feel like there's this like cultural difference between American people being soft versus like their original like because everybody in America is well United States of America are like immigrants, right? But like when you go back and you look at other people's original ancestry, I just often wonder like what is really like in those countries to see how they treat their kids. And what if
Tearing their ass up.
that's what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, if we look at it from our American eyeballs and we're like, oh, he just slapped shit out of him. He's horrible. At smart ass Jen. Was there ever one? Smart ass Jen?
Not that I recall.
Moving on. But like whenever I'm thinking about it, I'm like, as Americans, I just feel like we're a little soft. We all forgot where we came from. And maybe like, in his like culture, being a little rough and knowing they playing the game, ultimately I feel like they were. It looks like he was a whipping boy. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like y'all played right into the shit that they showed you because you stupid dumb Americans. That's how I look at it. I'm for real. Like after he slapped his son, so all of a sudden you can make him an ally, and she runs to him within a 10-minute conversation. Get on my side, girl. You sound goofy.
Yeah, she was.
Like I thought she was so silly.
She came. I'm like, hey, cousin. I still just appreciated the reference because there was a text that I read younger, so I appreciated the reference. But I agree, like you don't know him. She did the most condescending, agreeing with you American thing. Offered him money and a trip to the States.
Okay, I just want to go to America, bitch. Like, what are we talking about? Why do we assume all people in other
Countries want to come to the United States.
yeah, like this the shit?
Yeah,
We got bad food, horrible education, no kind of health care. What is you
no,
talking about?
I'm sure you could
That
go to
is
college.
I'm a doctor. I can do it. It solidified me as Ron as a damn crash dummy in this situation. I was like, you just gonna keep running into the wall until you get something, huh?
And
Gonna
it's
have
right
brains
there,
all over
locked in
you.
the tunnels. Right
Girl, as soon as she got locked in, I said, oh, goof ass.
there. Offer that boy a trip to the States and some money in his hand.
And who locked the door?
The whipping boy.
Well, I was like, exactly, like, cause what? If he gonna give anybody up to anybody, it ain't gonna be after a 10-minute conversation. A slap you witnessed.
I'm gonna sell out my dad.
Off a slap you witnessed? Girl,
I don't
so
even
soft
know
ass
you.
out of here.
These Mayfairs got some nerve. These New Orleans Mayfairs got some nerve.
Now look, I'm 49 years old. I ain't gonna lie. If my mom does this, I'm jumping.
As you should. It's ingrained.
Baby, I talk buku stuff and I be after I hang up the phone. We gotta be in person. I gotta call and see if she's still mad, and I'm really calling to see if I hear her in the car. How mad did I make you? You driving 3 hours or okay? We good. We good. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and you were and
100%. 100%.
still wouldn't give her up. So you mean to tell me you witnessed a slap and you just got him on your side? Like, be for real. Be for real.
I think Elia is getting to that time where she's like she's ready to go. Berman, do you have anything else that you'd like to
My
say?
bedtime.
No, eyes rolling back.
Clack, 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 clack.
I'm gonna do that for a while.
Whatever. The good thing is I didn't fall asleep on either one of these episodes.
A blessing. I
Let's
hope the
see.
producers have found us by now and understand that we are the critics. And thank you so much for getting some witchery going on. We just need
Yes.
to work on the special effects outside of the dollhouse. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, that was a win.
I'm still concerned about the little special effects when you see, the sisters in the house who tried to run out and they trapped in the house. Like that bothers me.
JoJo and
Yeah,
Daphne.
JoJo, they just Zimmer gone. I like it. Zimmer gone. But I'm gonna leave that alone because I feel like we're just gonna get progressively better.
You know who I would have loved to have seen in Scotland, and I understand why she stayed, right? Because somebody got to stay with JoJo, right? But I would have loved to have seen what's her name? I can't. But the black witch. I would have loved because there's something about her presence that just grounds everything that's happening. Because to me, a lot of the actors on this show are not doing a good job, but she does an amazing job with the small lines that she has. She does an amazing job, and so
Dolly Jean.
I
Dolly
love
Jean, there
the
we go.
scenes with her sister when they grew old and they were inside but
Hmm.
Victrola. Oh my god.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, the witchery. Like it's coming, it's coming. They just get to me when on that episode they kind of simmered and they kind of like really blazed it with when she got into the patrol and now they're kind of simmering again. I don't
Hmm.
know what the turn up the heat, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down is about, but at
We
least I'm
running out of
still
episodes.
I'm still invested though. I'm not over you yet. I'm not over you yet.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, good. Elia, any parting words?
Oh, please don't let episode 7 be a colossal letdown. I feel like we're headed in the right direction.
We are.
We don't have much left to go, so I'm really hoping that they get it right.
It's been
But
going good so far.
yeah, 5 and up.
Season 1.5, it only took a season and a half to peak interest. Goddamn. Just see it through. You got 2 episodes. See it the whole way down through.
We gonna hope you can't be anything. Just please don't be anticlimactic at the next couple of episodes. You can't do that. It's about to be the end. Get it together, and we're gonna see what the Talamaster talking about.
Okay.
Feel like they got to speed it up. Like it's got to be up tempo these next 2 episodes to where I just don't want to even pause it.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, y'all, thank y'all so very much for joining us. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, we have one comment from Books, Gers, and Purrs. Ah, thank you.
Ah, thank you.
See y'all.